Yo, what's up guys, it's Tom. I'm back with some Star Wars The Old Republic news today, I guess you could call it. I'm a big PvPer in Star Wars The Old Republic, so anytime they put out news related to PvP, of course I'm interested. So the devs just posted a kind of some information about the way medals have been working. They're trying to rework medals for example, a few of the war zones and a change to make it easier to obtain medals with the new PvP system. Or the PvP seasons system, I should say. And so it sounds like they want to take a crack at arena medals too, because it seems like arenas are not getting the participation maybe they thought, or just people are complaining that it's taking too long to get medals or to even finish the weeklies and the dailies for the arena achievements. So let's just jump in and look at what they're going to do, and then I'll give you my thoughts after that. Alright, so I have it pulled up here. It says, "Hey community, I wanted to touch on some changes to arena objectives coming in PvP Season 3. When we were building out the seasonal objectives for arenas, we wanted to keep it simple. We made it require double the amount of war zones given their relative time commitment in theory." And that's the big word, guys, in theory. You know, they just made these changes in a vacuum, right? It doesn't seem like really tested them, and to be fair, it's kind of hard to test this, right? They go on, "However, in practice, we know that the time it takes in many cases for arenas isn't exactly half a war zone. In Season 3, we'll be lowering arena objective requirements to be closer in alignment with our goals and feel a bit more in line with war zone objectives in their time to complete. The updated objective requirements will be arenas decorated, earn at least 7 medals in 6 arena matches down from 8, okay. Arena combatant, play 12 arena matches down from 16, and then arenas domination, win 4 arena matches down from 6. Anyway, and obviously wins will give you a bonus to that. So that's a good thing. Please keep the constructive feedback coming as we look to improve our PvP season systems. We hope you enjoy the upcoming PvP Season 3, yada yada yada." Okay, so they're basically lowering the requirements for arena daily, weekly, and also the medals you need for the achievements, which is a good thing, right? So it is better than what we have now. So good change. Well done, Star Wars The Old Republic. We like to see it. In my opinion though, I think they should have even went further. Obviously anything was better than what we had, but I think they needed to maybe equalize it. So the same amount of war zones you need to win should be the same amount of arenas you need to win. The same amount of medals and so forth, the daily, the same amount of matches and so forth, to really try to get people into arenas, because it sounds like that's the big problem. And they kind of addressed what they thought the problem was, right? Which was, in theory, arena matches are shorter than Warzone matches, or potentially. So they thought, okay, we'll make players play more of them because they'll spend less time, you know, than they would in a war zone, which we've all seen that that's not the case. And why is that not the case? I think there's a few reasons why. I think for one, the queue times, right? There's just not as many people queuing, and I'm gonna get to that later. But what's happened is it actually now is taking longer to complete your arena objectives because just not as many people play, regardless of how long it takes to play and what the incentives are. I mean, people just like war zones better, just the nature of war zones. All that aside, I am happy with what they're doing here. I think when the devs engage in PvP talk, it's only a good thing as a PvPer. I want to see devs that are engaged, that are thinking about what's going on, that are asking for feedback from PvPers. And so I think that is all you can ask for. And so will they make changes that we want? I mean, that's yet to be seen, but at least they're engaging and they're asking our feedback and they are trying to improve on the systems we have, which is great. So well done, guys. Keep it up. With all that being said, are more people going to play arenas? Are arenas going to matter? In my opinion, the answer is no. And let me give you a couple of reasons. The first is, and this isn't anecdotal, the queue times are longer. People just don't enjoy arenas as much as war zones. It is what it is. And the people who played arenas before ranked was gone was a specific subset of the player base. And I've actually seen most of those players just playing war zones now. You know, in their pre-mades, stomping everyone, you know, and of course that's their right to do it. That's the way the system's set up. That's fine with me, but I don't see them in arenas. Obviously their queues would be much shorter. I think the problem is people just don't like arenas. It's a hardcore game mode. It always has been a hardcore game mode from the beginning. Anytime you take out objectives and you make it deathmatch like WoW Arena or any type of arena system, you know, that's just the nature of it. First of all, and the biggest thing is there's less players, right? So your contribution is, you know, doubled because there's, you know, half the players that there are in a war zone. So your contribution either helps your team that much more or hurts your team that much more. So that is a lot of pressure on a casual player to perform in an arena, to pull your weight and to get it done. And so for that reason, I think a lot of casual players are not going to play it. Now, I think the few that are going into it are really achievement hunters, and they're trying to get the achievements for PvP, but I don't think they like going in there. Am I saying that anecdotally some players don't like arena more? Of course there's some players who like arena more. I'm not trying to say there aren't. I'm just saying on the whole, more players like war zones. Okay, and this is the reason why the queue times are longer. Not because it takes so long to get medals, okay? The reason why queue times are longer is because people who play PvP in this game now are not hardcore, they're casual players, and I think that's a good thing. They just want to go in and play war zones, have a good time, not have as much weight on their shoulders when it comes to carrying a team. And so that is always going to be the case. I don't care if you made it where you had to play one game for your weekly. I mean, players just don't want to play arena, and that's the bottom line. So this is my hot take incoming. I know maybe you thought that was the hot take, but this is the hot take. Whenever the PvP revamp happened, I have a video going back talking about some of my thoughts, and I'm going to kind of echo those thoughts here. Whenever I saw that a new arena map was coming to the game with no Warzone map, no new Warzone mode, anything like that, they're taking out ranked, yet they're choosing to drop an arena map and put their hard work and their assets and their time and talent into that versus a Warzone map. I mean, it was kind of crushing, you know. As a Warzone player, of course, I wanted some new things for Warzones, and if you're going to a more casual approach by removing ranked, I don't understand why they didn't shift their focus to Warzones. I wish they would have just went all the way and just removed arena from the game. As we've seen from the queue times, you know, the lack of participation, I just don't want them to put any more time and effort into it, not because I hate arena players or anything like that. I just think for the health of the game and the health of PvP, it would be more beneficial to put all your eggs in one basket, and that would be the Warzone basket. Focus on creating maps for Warzones, focus on creating new game modes for war zones. You know, I think all that would be great. And so, again, I mean, you can roast me in the comments if you're an arena player. Again, I promise I'm not coming at you. I don't have anything against arena players. You know, I just think this is the state of where we're at. I'm just trying to be a realist about it. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Are you in line with me? Do you think they need to really dig into war zones and just kind of go all the way with that, create new games, modes, or do you think they still need this juggling act where they're almost trying to appease the ranked players, even though there's no more ranked, with having unranked arena and splitting their development time, their assets? I don't know. That's just where I'm at this point. So like I said, give me a like, subscribe if you like the video, and really drop me a comment and let me know what you think. And we'll have a discussion. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.